Hey everyone, welcome to another Minifig Monday. Today we'll be taking a look at an interesting figure. This was kind of a bonus figure thrown into the biggest of the 20th anniversary Star Wars sets, the Slave One 20th Anniversary Edition, my favorite set of all time. And they threw this figure in as kind of a bonus, kind of like this collector's thing where if you bought all 5 of those sets, then you would have like kind of the original cast of minifigures from like I believe it was 2001, 2002, somewhere around there. They made the original trilogy sets back in the day for Lego Star Wars, and so this is what they look like back in those days. Because Lego minifigs were just yellow, and like their skin tone was yellow. There was no skin tone, or anything like that. So yeah, that's what they looked like back in these days. So this is Princess Leia, and this is the 20th anniversary reissue of her. So yeah, I will give you a 360. Just give me a minute. Let me put this a little bit down so that the turntable can work. There she is. You can see she's very, very, very simple. So this video may be very short. I did talk about her in the review of the Slave One. And yeah, she's a cool figure. She's the only 20th anniversary figure that I have because the Slave One set was the only set that I really cared about buying necessarily. It's the only one that I think I needed. It's the best version of the ship in my opinion. Even it's even better than the UCS in my opinion. Although that one is second best in my opinion. I've held it. I have messed with it. It's an amazing set, but honestly, the 20th anniversary version is just better. The minifig selection is incredible, and yeah, Leia is iconic, and she's really cool here. Um, this is basically just the original version of her. It's just, I think the only difference you'll see it in when we look at the back. That's really the original. The only difference is on the back of her, that 20 years thing that you saw, and the turnaround. That is the only difference. Really, this is just a reproduction, an exact reissue of a reprint of the original figure. I guess they don't technically have the original hairpiece in that color, that original brown color that they had anymore. So this is the closest they could do, which is fine. She does have an accessory, which is just a basic bullhorn Lego basic blaster gun. It's like it's super simple. Like the old clone troopers had these, Lando had one, Han Solo had one, Luke had one. Pretty much everyone in the old Lego Star Wars sets always had this same gun because there was no other option, pretty much. Um, Eventually, obviously, they changed it now, but this was what the minifigures wielded back in the day. And it's a really cool piece. It's got a blue stud on the bottom here, and it's just a standard bullhorn megaphone piece, and it's really cool. And something that she comes with, and I apologize in advance for the dust, but in the Slave One 20th anniversary set, she does come with this big plaque, or not plaque, like a display stand, sorry. And it says 20 years, Lego Star Wars. Princess Leia, it says 1999, which was the year that Lego Star Wars was a thing, or, was made. And then 2019 is when the 20th anniversary sets came out. So, yeah. If you know, you know. And also, if you got all 5 of the sets, each of the sets gave you this 2x4 tile. And if you connected that to each of the stands, then you had this long line of all the stands with the figures. Unfortunately, I can't show that because I only have one of the figures, but you get the idea. You can look online. It's a cool, very cool figure. I really like having her. Obviously, there's not a lot to talk about. I mean, there's just very basic printing. Like there's a bit of silver for her belt buckle, bit of design work for her dress. Obviously, she's not really in a dress at this point. She just has her legs. Very basic figure, but that's how it was back in these days, That was the detail. You got basic design. But they obviously, the Princess Leia's now are just incredible, like really well designed. But for this time, you can probably respect the design work that went into this. You know, even though it is showing its age, um, it's still awesome. You got the yellow hands, yellow face. This hairpiece is, I believe, it's the original hair, and it's in a newer color, newer brown. The face is incredibly simple. It's just two dots with a little bit of eyebrows and a bit of lipstick. It's really basic, but you can get it. You get what it is. It's cool. And here's the hair. It's kind of a cute little piece as it falls on the floor, around the table. It's a cool thing. I like it. There is no alternate face, obviously, which is fine. I mean, that's fine. You don't really expect alternate faces back in these days. In the Harry Potter sets, they did make some alternate faces, but for Star Wars, it took a long time before they decided to do that. This is the big difference. This right here on the back. So you'll notice on the back, on the original figure, it was just white on the back, no printing. But for this figure, they decided to put a shiny metallic 20 years logo to show you that this is a reproduction. So this is not an original. It's trying to be the original. It's not an original, so it's just trying to be faithful to that. And so to distinguish this, they just put that print, and it looks really nice. I do think it's a little bit big, but I mean, that's fine. It looks cool. It's nice. It works because it's, you know, trying to be the original. And yeah, you know what it is. And that's the figure. It's a cool figure. Hopefully someday I can get maybe a few of the other original figures. I used to have the original Boba Fett, not the Cloud City one. The 2006 Boba Fett, the one that came with the Jabba sail barge. So that was the original. That was a cool figure to have. I had some of the original figures, but they had the skin tone, so they weren't technically original. But yeah, maybe someday I can get some of the old figures. But this is a great figure. It's a nice bonus. It doesn't really work in the context of the Slave One set in particular, because at this point Leia is captured, technically. So yeah, but it's just a nice bonus, like a really nice collector's piece to put next to this set. Cool figure. If you can get it, awesome. If you buy the Slave One sealed or, you know, used, you'll get this figure. I think it's probably technically the most desirable figure, although the Lando Calrissian is probably the most desirable. But the Princess Leia is iconic, so you know it's cool to have her. She's great. That's all I have for you. I told you it's probably gonna be a little bit shorter because there's not that much to go over, but she's a cool figure. Nice to have her, and yeah, that's all I have for you. Thanks so much for joining me. I will give you more Minifig Mondays as they come out. I promise as soon as I get new sets, I will update these with new figures, share my full thoughts on them. Thank you so much for watching. I will also do custom figures as well, a few of them. And yeah, that's really it. Do you have this figure in your collection? What do you think of the 20th anniversary sets? Do you think they were like a fad? Or do you think they were a really cool thing? Let me know if you have any down below. And yeah, let me know what you think of Princess Leia as a minifigure. And thanks for stopping by. Take care. Have a great day.